This is a record for, it's either, well, it's 1, almost 2 o'clock in the morning now. This is the night that I've been released, and I don't quite understand why I was released. The word bond was not used, but more that I was to be showing up in court at a future date. I am bound to think that maybe on the outside there was an investigation on Trisha Lynn Glotfelte's side, who may have had a story not come through as, making sense. For I have been framed for something I did not do. And the truth always comes out. So, false imprisonment, I'm sure that's got some heavy jail time and other issues to come with it. So I've got some very good friends of mine who are going to come pick me up. They're driving over 3 hours away. I cannot thank them enough. So I'm here at a McDonald's, where I have Wi-Fi. It's the only thing I have right now. But that was a very hard 32 or so days. I'm starting to lose track of it, but January 8th, that was the day. Yep. And just shortly before that, my phone service was turned off on purpose to try to see the world in a different light. And, well, boy, did I get disconnected. It's been really weird. But it's great to be out here where I can see the stars, I can see the trees. It's, the place that you're in is only about a few hundred square foot. It's all you see. Sometimes you get let out into what they call a rec, which is basically just another giant room. Thankfully, this one does have no roof. It has just like metal gates and stuff to, keep you from climbing out if you so dared. But at least you get to see the sky, the occasional bird, the occasional airplane. And when you know how the world works, there's not a lot of details, but you can figure out some things. Of course, starting with like which way does the sun set. You figure out your northeast, southwest, then you can see how the clouds are moving. You can see, since you're so disconnected from, well, everything, it's really weird in a digital age where everything, information is instant. It is so instant. And then to be suddenly cut off. These phones they're an addicting device. They're an addicting thing to do. Some people do drugs. It gives them that high. Phones, that was my high. It's a lot of people's high. And sometimes you just don't realize it until you lose it. How much it really meant, how much of your life was dependent on this. Not being able to make a phone call, not being able to look at a YouTube video, not being able to text a friend, chat in Discord, have a voice call, see something on the news, see who's playing football. It's such a disconnect, and I think the world in whole is going to have a freak disconnect when something really bad happens in this digital age. Some service goes down, like AWS went down for a little while and websites just weren't working. Something like that on a larger scale, mass hacking. Everything becoming too much. Some people understand that this phone thing is an addiction, and it takes time. This is a really hard thing to disconnect from. We didn't have this stuff 20 years ago. When the BlackBerry came out, I never had one, but I remember it being a big deal. It's, it all happens so fast, but it doesn't feel like it in the moment. So when you're disconnected so abruptly, you're forced to look at things differently. And maybe this is preparation for the future. Maybe this has been a taste for something bigger to happen. And because I've already received that jolt, it won't be so hard on me. I'll know what it's like. So, every day's a new day. Just thankful to be able to do this, It's been a lot. Some people are in there for years. I can count this on days. And the amount of effect it had on me. I'm still processing it. It's life-changing. It feels bad, what I went through. But then, years down the road, when you realize what a chapter of your life taught you, who knows? I believe I'll be a stronger man today because of it. Nobody should have to go through that. And being in those walls, what I learned was that, a lot of them may have committed actual crimes. I was put in the highest security part of that. I keep saying prison, but it's not prison. Prison is different. The people in there that have been to prison, gotten out, and then got back into this detention center describe it as prison is almost nicer. You don't get treated as poorly. You almost get your own cell. You get exposure to the outside world a little bit, where I think you're in a fenced-in area with grass and trees, so there's at least something. But here, in the detention center, you don't see the outside. The most I saw was in the rec area. You don't see no trees. You don't see no grass. You look up, you see the sky. And that's through fencing as the roof. There is no other way to say it except it's inhumane. And what it does to the people in there, the tension's always high. I believe that me going into that block, B300, I believe I made the lives of those people just a little bit nicer. All I did while I was there was give where I can. When I was arrested, I arrived into Land O'Lakes Detention Center with $245.68. They added that to my commissary account automatically, and through commissary you're able to order snacks, hygiene products, paper, word search books, a few things. Nothing great, but it was something. It's what I used to write my book with. I ordered a drawing pad. I ordered some pens. I ordered myself shoes. They're not great shoes, but they're better than the slippers that they give you. As cold as it was in that place, which is something that was a common theme. They make it cold on purpose, and you don't have a jacket of any kind. You're always cold, and they do it on purpose. There is no other explanation for it. See, I'm cold right now, but I'm outside. And I've been cold for so long that this isn't really bothering me. I am thankfully wearing pants. I'm thankful I was wearing pants that day because I almost wasn't. And I was getting ready for that day. I was told to bring a pair of shorts and wear a pair of shorts. Something in me said, I want to wear these pants today, and I'll change into shorts later. Glad I did. We never went on that trip. That was supposedly the adventure. I was never told of what the adventure was. It was kept a secret the whole time. Meanwhile, I thought I was going for a 2-hour trip northeast of Hudson, Florida. That's the only clue I really had. And I figured, okay, the shorts. She had talked about going to the Pearl River to do some fossil hunting. She brought this up more than once about something she wanted to do. But when it came for this adventure, she purposely kept it a secret. Were we ever going to go on this adventure, or was this whole ordeal that she put me through planned? That's my question. Why was that a secret? Why wouldn't she just say, hey, remember that thing we've been talking about? Fossil hunting? She showed me all of these shark teeth from prehistoric times in places where sharks don't exist in modern day. That's pretty neat, you know? She was going through a bucket of gravel that was from the Pearl River that she had picked up for her students back when she did wolfing, some program for volunteer work or something. I wasn't a part of that. I was there as a helper. So, anyways, one thing led to another. The adventure I thought I was going on, well, it was an adventure. There's no other way to say it. I definitely wasn't expecting it. So here I sit, thankfully, waiting on some loved ones to come and pick me up, over 3 hours away. You hear that? That's the sound of traffic. You can't hear that in jail. They cover the windows that they do have in the cell. It's a little strip about 2 inches tall by about 36 inches wide. But it has a mosaic film over the window, just so you can't see out of it. The film was starting to flake off. At the very, very top, I had maybe a couple millimeters of vision through this window. I could see a couple of trees, but I could also see the fencing that surrounded. Just a reminder, yeah, you might be able to see those trees, but yeah, good luck. I probably looked out that window maybe 7-8 times, just to see if it was sunny or not. They wouldn't always let you out with rec. Rec was one of those, if it was happening, you took the chance. You took the opportunity to go outside because that was your third place. You know, you have work, home, and then your third place that kind of reminds you that you're free. that you're allowed to go anywhere you want, something that removes your mind from what is the upkeep of life. You work so you can have some sort of resource to have a home, and home is your comfort place. So if you're not comfortable, you're working. And if you don't want to be at home, because home has its own chaos, upkeep, relationships, what have you, home can be chaos, and so you need a third place. A third place is a topic that it's not like it's new news. It's not a new concept. But a third place is important, and in this modern world, we're losing our third place in a lot of ways. We often don't need the third place because we have these phones. The phone is our third place, but then places like parks that used to have free parking now have paid parking, or something is taking away. There's always something taking away stuff. It's, I don't know. So rec, short for recreation, that was our fun time. And it was 3 basketball hoops, and there was hooks for a volleyball net. But while I was there, we never had volleyball. Apparently Alpha Block, I was in Bravo. There's Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, so on and so forth. I don't know how many, this goes deep, but I was in Bravo. And Bravo Block only had the basketball, and there was 2 basketballs in the field, and it was fun to watch the others play. That was my pastime, and do some laps around, looking at them playing their game. They played serious, and you know what? That was great. As a car guy, I miss these cars. It's really nice to hear a car that's got like a turbo, or even just hearing the auditory indication that someone's driving a stick shift. It's not just the slush box that are, these automatics. Oh, I miss driving so much. Always been a good driver. Never been the receiver of infractions for driving. People would consider me a safe driver. And this is the longest time in my life that I've gone without driving. I don't know if there's going to be some things I forget about driving. It's like you never forget how to ride a bike, but people say that, and I think some people genuinely do. It's all muscle memory in a sense. It's like language. I knew a girl who, when she was growing up, she spoke Polish. Her mother talked about it all the time. Beautiful girl. Was around her for years, but never did I hear her speak Polski. It was weird to know that this is what she was capable of, but she had grown and not used it for so long that she forgot it. And so we probably forget how to ride our bike. And if I didn't drive for years, there's probably some things I would forget too. Like this mush, this matter in here, it's pliable, but it's also ever changing to adapt to what we are doing and what we need to do to continue life. Who knows, I might not drive forever. When elderly get pulled off the road, there's so many times I see that they resist. They want to still drive. They're not being allowed to, which, I don't know, that's probably going to be a hard one for me to deal with in my elder years. But I mean, it's for the safety of people, so I understand why that happens. But I can also understand why that's going to be hard for people. Oh, man. I've lost everything I own. But you know what? If I win this, I know I will. Because I know what I did, and I know what I didn't do. I know what's been going on. I'll get my money. I can replace everything that was lost. There's a few things I can't replace. But, you know what? It's okay. It's time to move on.